In 1963, we could not register to vote simply because of the color of our skin. We had to pay a poll tax, pass a so-called literacy test. 50 years later, we can ride anywhere we want to ride. We can stay where we want to stay. Those signs that said white and colored are gone. And you won't see them anymore. But there's still invisible signs, barriers in the hearts of humankind that form a gulf between us. Too many of us still believe our differences define us instead of the divine spark that runs through all of human creation. The scars and stains of racism still remain deeply embedded in American society. The mass incarceration of millions of American immigrants hiding in fear in the shadow of our society, unemployment, homelessness, poverty, hunger, or the renewed struggle for voting rights. So I said to each one of us today, we must never, ever give up. We must never, ever give in. We must keep the faith and keep our eyes on the prize.
From Charlotte, North Carolina, at a combined weight of over 660 pounds, Rody Rob, Adam Bomb, Bionic Brian, the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast.
And welcome to episode 500 and something of the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. I am your host for the night, Mr. Rody to the Rob. Yes, I put a Mr. in front of my name. You're welcome. Joining me, and they're very privileged to be here with me, is the one, the only Adam to the Bomb. Say hi, Adam.
Hey, what's going on?
Adam is currently lobbying for his own Bomb Squad t-shirt at markedoutgear.com. Maybe Greg will put it up there. But speaking of Greg's mentor, let's bring in B to the Rye all the way. Where are you at tonight, Brian?
Where am I? Where actually, you know what? I'm split. I'm in between SmackDown. I'm in between Raw. I'm outside of the PC right now. Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
No, we can hear you. It's crazy.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I can't hear you.
You can't hear us?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay. I'm glad you can hear me,
good.
Brian. Thank you for that.
That's
important.
Good. Thank you for that, Robert.
That's important that I hear you.
Currently, we are streaming on several different platforms, YouTube Live, Twitch, Mixer, Periscope, Facebook. So if you're on any of those platforms, we ask you, please go ahead, do it now before we get into the conversation. Just go ahead and do it now. And hit subscribe.
Do it now.
Hit your subscribe button.
Ding. Now.
Your follow.
Do it now.
Your shut up so I can tell them to do something.
Right?
Fucking subscribe, the follow. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you go and hit that alert bell so you know every time we get we put something new up on here. So we appreciate you being with it. And if you're on the podcast after the fact, thank you so much for following us on any of the podcast providers. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a rate and a review, especially on iTunes. It will help us greatly. Speaking of people who are outside of our studios that are not named Brian, Adam, do you have your YouTube live chat board open?
I do.
And who's on it?
I have buses here saying Adam's 2 years away from being grandpa age after Perfect 11 said, hey, kids. We also got Hall of Famer Stike Leather, Daniel Price, and I'm sure more lieutenants will be filing
Thousands of people watching this right now.
Hundreds.
Thousands. You ever notice something? You ever notice that the opening video for Raw, you know, the band playing and they show all the superstars going in a little montage there? You ever notice that with the exception of less than half a second of the Street Profits, there is not one person of color that comes up in that intro.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't want to get off on a tangent. I just noticed that and I thought it was worth pointing out. It's pretty much. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's an older video at this point, you know.
Is that what it is?
That's no excuse, Brian. But I will say this, Rob. I've never paid attention.
I know you haven't.
We all
know you haven't.
We all know that.
Real quick, just before we jump into Raw tonight, just real quick, Let's see. Flair's wife tested positive for COVID.
Yeah, it feels like Apollo's missing because he might have been popped.
It feels that way. I will have I have an Apollo in just a second, but so Flair's wife has COVID. I'm gonna do a conspiracy theory. I'm gonna put on my my pre-fitted tinfoil hat right now. The Swami of conspiracy theory, and I'm going to say that she got it from Flair, who got it from the motherfucking PC. Now, that 100 is a speculation. That is just some wild conspiracy theory. Don't circulate it as fucking truth. I'm just saying that is what I feel is probably happening with that. So, any arguments? No, we can move on from it. Apollo.
I mean, it's a simple chain to.
Yeah, it's not the contact tracing is not exactly difficult in this case.
Yeah, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon's more complicated.
And Apollo Crews says the reboot of the Nation of Domination would have to be a babyface faction.
Yes, 100%.
Absolutely 100% with me too.
I like it. I like the thought of that.
But I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, I'm looking at New Day, who is a faction of color, and they are baby faces, and they're very entertaining. Wouldn't you just consider them almost as that? What he's saying, a face action.
I just like it. I like. I'm not as hip to the AEW 4 Horsemen coming back. I don't want to see the same thing.
Yeah,
like Evolution was essentially similar to the 4 Horsemen, but it was different.
Yeah,
I like the idea of a face nation. You know, like I like
a
that.
reboot of the Nation. To call them
what
the
would
Nation.
you call it though?
Oh, I don't know.
The Nation.
I wasn't thinking you call them that.
No, they can't be called the Nation and be this fucking baby face. That's not what you're getting.
But see, and that's
Nation.
That's a perspective because the Nation of Domination was derived from the Nation of Islam, which was Louis Farrakhan, Malcolm X, et cetera, which I'm sure in Vince's mind is a negative thing. But you ask a lot of people of color, those organizations stood for a lot of really great things. So the Nation might be negative to some because of our perspective, but another perspective, that could be a very positive thing. To be honest.
Real quickly, shout out some people we haven't seen in a while here on the board. Hitman, Bomb Squad member joining us. Captain Obvious is here, and Mika Meach. Welcome back, buddies.
Welcome back, guys. So there's three little topics. Now let's go into Raw for the night. And look, this is how the night started out for me and Adam, because Brian obviously doesn't like us and doesn't come and see us anymore.
No, I'm actually being safe and being quarantined, but that's
whatever.
okay. But
you're at SmackDown.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, you're there. You're the only one there. But so the night started with Raw coming on. Me and Adam both in our respective chairs, social distancing with our fucking plexiglass between us, kind of not even into Raw, like thinking, just knowing, almost with certainty, knowing that tonight was going to be a continued shit show of what has been just a toilet bowl.
Which was the horror show.
Which was the horror show. Horror. And by the way, if you want to see our reactions to specific matches from the horror show, Extreme Rules, you need to go on Patreon for the pay-per-views. It's $5 a month. You can watch all of our pay-per-view reactions. I think you actually will really enjoy them. It's a whole different twist on what you might be used to us here on the podcast. So I would do that. Patreon.com/MOWP to go there to watch
Get
those.
the plug right.
Hopefully they're up. Hopefully Brian put them up.
man.
I don't know. But so going into Raw with not so high expectations, and it was kind of like something that you didn't want to go to, that your wife drug you to, and you're kind of sitting there like, I don't want to see this. And then slowly you're like, you know what? This isn't half fucking bad. I'll start paying attention. So there was a delay.
I think it was a mixed bag. I think there was some good, some bad.
Right. But I think my point is I think there was enough that where we were completely disconnected to begin the show that at a certain point it drew us in. Now we checked back out when show talked. All pun intended here. We drew ourselves out too at a certain point, and then came back in, and then Big showed out. So if you're out there saying that Raw was shit tonight, I do disagree with you. I think for the most part, Raw was actually pretty good tonight. And Brian, I think a lot of it was not just in wrestling. In bell to bell was fucking impressive. Was that they moved on. after a pay-per-view, which they haven't done in a while, right?
Well, I mean, not so much. I mean, the Seth thing, there was a little bit of continuation with it. Him kind of selling the whole what happened last night.
No, that's petty. No.
No, I know. I'm saying that's a good thing that he's selling it. But other than that, I mean, everything else was pretty, like you said, it's pretty fresh. And we kind of got a conclusion with the Big Show and what's his nuts and Randy.
Let's not push it too far.
Right.
I hear what you're saying, but Adam, I think what Brian's missing is that they might have mentioned Extreme Rules, but they pivoted on most of their storylines in a new direction. Right?
Well, there were a lot of different faces. You're right, like Ruby Riott. I mean, all the matches tonight. Pretty much a lot of the people that weren't even on card.
Right.
On Extreme.
Well, like you saw Orton and Big Show, they weren't on the card. You saw Profits, Andrade, Garza, they weren't on the card. You saw the Viking Raiders, they weren't on the card. So you saw a lot.
Ruby Riott, Peyton Royce.
We saw a return of Stephanie McMahon to try and make some sense of what happened last night with Asuka and Sasha. So you've got a lot of things that played here. You have, on one side, a legit continuation with Sasha and Asuka. A legit continuation.
Right. Let's not shoot our water and everything yet. I'm just opening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then some of the other ones, you're like, we're finally getting Seth, Alistair. We wanted that 2 months ago, and you shoved this eye crap with Ray.
Right.
And Dominic and all this other stuff and how he's sacrificed.
Yeah.
Why didn't you give us Alistair back then? Here at the curtain of Raw feels like an afterthought now.
So for you, or maybe not even just you, but maybe for perspective of some people on the board who are just not digging Raw at all for whatever reasons.
And a gun of ice being one of them.
Is it? Yeah. Well, of course. Is it too little, too late? Is it like if you're in a failed marriage and you buy her a diamond and she's like, motherfucker, no, thank you for the diamond, but no, you've fucked it up in the past. I'm out. So is it like that now that we've been so just abused by Raw for so long now that we see some good product tonight and we go,
Well, when you waste 2 months of storyline on Ray and Seth, and I say waste because the ending wasn't what we wanted. It wasn't what we had, what we thought. It wasn't what we were going to do. His eye magically grew back from the 3 weeks ago that it was taken. Now it's back again for it to take again.
Just tearing all
it was never
my
taken
topics
before.
up.
It was never taken before.
Let me just start my topics because you're just ripping all of them apart. So thanks, Adam.
I thought we were talking about Alistair and Seth here.
Well,
you got Bomb
no, we were
Squad.
doing an opening about the Raw, and then you went into every specific aspect of the Raw, which was I had planned to discuss.
Sorry,
going
host.
down.
My bad.
I'm just saying.
My bad.
I'm going to go ahead and get all my points out now, so you'll have none left.
Hey, Rob, guess what? Hey, I didn't do that. Notice that?
You never do, Brian. You
it's not
that?
Wednesday, Brian. You barely talk.
Okay, let's run through the specific points from some bullet points from Raw tonight. There's some topics that we more or less want to talk about, and some shit we're not going to talk about. I think we're already done with the Seth, and that's been discussed. We don't need to talk about that anymore. So there's the one that's out of the way. The topics are brought to you by collarandelbowbrand.com. 10% off your order. You go there, put in a promo code marked out, and you can get 10%, like I just said, off your order. Collarandelbowbrand.com. That's Al Snow's company. He's got great workout gear and T-shirts and all kinds of goodies. So go there, browse around, find yourself a couple things. And, right now, Collar and Elbow Brand, I know they have great sweatpants. And right now, if you're like me, you're home every day. So fucking sweatpants, 10% off your order. You're welcome. Courtesy of Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. All right, so real quick, speak of the devil, first category. We're sitting here, we're watching the women, Asuka and Bayley and Sasha and Kairi. And I mentioned to you that isn't this kind of the perfect point in the storylines for an authority figure? Because we have two belts in dispute.
Yep.
Right? And are those going to work themselves out? The champion's booking himself in matches, right? So where I don't want an overbearing, Brian, an overbearing authority faction or figure, I would like to see some order brought to the chaos.
It felt like the old Jack Tunney days. You didn't see him or hear from him. And then there's a decision, even if it wasn't by video, they would get a letter. Well, Jack Tunney declares this is how we're going to solve it.
Right.
Right. I would like to see some consistency, though. Like, I know she just showed up out of nowhere. I don't know. I don't even remember the last time that we saw her.
Right.
But maybe if she shows up every week or two, I could fly with that. Like that'll
yeah.
work. And you can't really have a heel like GM like that, especially when she's not in the building. I don't think that would really go over.
But I mean, like Adam said, like a Jack Tenney situation, when her presence is required, we should see it. And,
yeah, we don't need a character every week.
Right, and that was the case tonight. She had to come in and figure this dispute out, which is going to lead to a match next week where the belt changes on any change.
NXT does a good job of that with Regal.
Regal's really good at it because he stays very neutral, right? Very neutral.
Right.
Probably one of the better GMs I've seen do that, actually, to be honest with you.
Well, he was anything but neutral when he was on Raw. He booked himself to be King of the Ring.
Right. I will say this. I will say this. Just a petty moment from this is, hey Stephanie, you got your talent, and even Ric Flair at Full Sail. Why aren't you there?
No McMahons have been there.
Yeah. Why are you not? Do you not feel safe in the building? I mean, I'm asking questions. I'm not criticizing. I'm just asking questions. But so here's to my point about this week kind of moving anew. Is we had the continuation from last night at Extreme Rules with which was unleft, and it was a good story following a great match, honestly. And if you didn't like that match, you don't like wrestling. Sorry. But we did have a continuation. But the new twist added was we have Shayna Baszler in the back eyeing down all the girls. So we're finishing this one up, and we're putting a preemptive afterward, right?
Well, I like how you pointed out the Shayna here, because the match for the title next week between Sasha and Asuka is the title can change hands on a DQ. Anyone else is allowed to get involved, and even a count-out counts. Now, here's what I'm thinking. Everybody, it's obvious that Bayley and Kyrie are going to come down to the rings with Asuka and Sasha. But Shayna, you just pointed out, is a nice little wild card. She could come out, destroy everybody, throw one of the lifeless bodies on the other.
I don't think you even need that. I think just presenting her as being in the wings, I think is enough.
But does that mean that they're just going to make a triple threat, and that's how the match doesn't end because she takes both competitors out? Like, that's my thing. You got to get an end.
I think you have a conclusive end next week, a conclusive champion, and then at some point, either the week after, Shayna makes her presence known, or maybe she does it after you have a win next week. I don't think you need to move into a triple threat here. I don't know why you would. I mean, we're always
because Vince doesn't have any faith in Shayna. It's the only reason I thought I was thinking that way.
I mean, I see that.
I agree. They don't need it.
The pessimistic view of it, yes, that very well could happen. You know, Vince does shit like that.
Especially for SummerSlam. If you don't believe in Shayna, why would you bring her back and book her at SummerSlam if you don't believe in her?
Well, it's only a month away, though. Like, how are you going to bring her back just out of nowhere and then have her be in like a big match at SummerSlam?
Easy.
I don't know.
Make it a triple threat, like I said.
I don't know. I would like to see her. You
traps.
guys always talk about picking up wins and meaningful wins and stuff like that. Like, she doesn't have that much time. Like, there's like 3 or 4 weeks.
Stike is saying this is Kyrie's last television appearance. I thought she was good to August.
No. She announced that this was her last TV appearance, and she is going back to Japan.
Well, good for her. She got a win.
Yeah,
surprising.
Beating Bayley there.
Absolutely.
Right. Which is weird. I mean, they usually don't go out winning, especially when they're leaving like that.
Oh, Taker and Edge have though. No, Edge came back.
Oh, I'm sure there's a bunch of people.
Covering their tracks. The Ray. We talked about Ray and Seth and all that, but real quick. We did talk last night on our reaction show on Patreon that how are they gonna do this if somebody's gonna lose a fucking eye, right? Are they forever gonna be blind when they get inducted into the Hall of Fame? Ray's ocular nerve wasn't severed, so he will make a full recovery. So and he's gonna regain his sight.
I almost wish they didn't say that, and he goes to AEW and they like mock it, like he's like, my eye is fine.
Yeah.
No, but you guys saw the picture of him like holding it, right?
Holding. Well, that was not his.
Looked like a little Pokemon ball.
No, it did, but like, so I don't understand how they could. I mean, I guess Vader lost his
Party
eye,
City
so he was able to continue the match.
Yeah. So
he didn't lose it; it kind of just hung out there.
So he's gonna make a full recovery, and we're very happy for him and his family.
Yeah, good for him. Good for Dominic. That's great.
Let's
see. Story, Brian.
Black on black booking. Vince continues to book the men of color with each other in story. Now, look, I don't hate what they did to R-Truth and having Benjamin come take the title, and I didn't hate that at all.
I like it. Now their stable has 2 titles.
Yeah,
of course
and I like the stable itself, right? I do. This is one of them things, Brian, where we continue to see, though. Several weeks ago it was all the Latinos facing each other consistently, and then all the men of color just continuously. It gets to me like, come on.
Hey, I brought it up, and you guys thought I was crazy. I forget when it was. It was I guess it was a month or so ago. I don't remember, but I mean, it's obvious, right? Like we're not crazy. This isn't some sort of like tinfoil hat thing again that we
No, I mean we can all see it with our ocular nerves, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because we have both of them. Exactly.
We have both of them in our head.
They were never damaged.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's just something I want to point. I mean, I don't want to hark on it.
Well, and Ricochet and Cedric, is that now an opposing faction? Do we have two trios?
With Ali's return?
Yeah, with Ali, do we have two trios, or is this just a one-off of Ali working with them?
I can't see them making anything with Ali adding to. No, it's just.
I thought he was the
convenience.
hacker. Who's the hacker?
He was supposed to be the hacker, and Bruce and them weren't doing it right, and so then he asked to be traded to go to Heyman on Raw, and then Heyman got fired. So this is what's resulting now.
I don't
Lashley and Benjamin wouldn't be a bad tag team either with MVP as manager. Stike says, I like them as a tag team, but I would rather see Shelton be a tag team with someone else. Bobby Lashley deserves more than a tag team. He deserves more than right now to be the lackey to MVP on a U.S. title run.
Yeah, they were pushing him so well.
Yeah, that's really weird.
To Drew, that ended abruptly and just horribly. I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah, and Soji bringing up the rumor about Apollo maybe caught corona. I think it's weird, Rob, just for an inconsistency here. We have a up for grabs championship with Sasha and Asuka, and Stephanie makes an appearance.
Yeah.
Here we have MVP just like, I'm the U.S. champ. Nobody else says anything. That feels a little weird. That you would dress one,
what's
but not
good
the other.
Good for the goose is good for the gander in this case, right? Both of them should get the authority figure, but then it would be a complete copy, wouldn't it? The two situations.
No, not if when the authority figure showed up, goes, I'm going to address both these situations at once here.
Okay.
And kills it in one appearance, one video, one done.
Yeah.
One and done.
Okay. Dana Price says Lashley will end up getting the U.S. title from Cruz. Then MVP will turn on him when he calls himself the real champ.
No,
right,
I'd rather see Lashley.
Who's the nation, though?
Yeah, I'd rather see Lashley go steal from Drew at SummerSlam and have MVP walking around as U.S. Lashley is the heavyweight. You got Shelton with the 24/7. That's a cool little group.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't. I would prefer they stayed together. I think they work good together, or well together. I don't know if I like it more than I like Leo Rush with Bobby. I think MVP. I think I like MVP better because it's more about business and getting let's beat some motherfuckers up storyline, make some money. Leo Rush is just like, hey, come on, Spike, you want to chase a car, Spike?
He was more like Jimmy Hart. He just wanted to incite things. My man.
Right.
My man.
Let's see here.
We want the smoke.
Return to the smoke after a 2-week break. Street Profits beat Zelina's boys as their issues continue backstage. I want to put out there, Brian. Did you see the splash by Montez Ford tonight?
I did. He gets some altitude, my friend.
Did you see the turn?
The turn.
Yeah, you didn't see.
I saw the splash. I saw the turn. I saw he
Brian,
shifted.
mid-air, he turned around.
Yeah. He's very talented. He's a freak athlete, right?
You would be saying different things than just
if
bullshit.
you would have saw it.
Yeah, if
you're
you
like,
saw it.
that was really cool.
I saw it. No, I'm sorry. When I watch a lot of Wednesday night wrestling, so when I compare it to when I watch this, like I've seen destroyers, I've seen like stuff like that. So
okay, all right. Well,
sorry to shit in your fucking cereal.
No, I just wanted to. I was going to kind of close this out with it's good to see them give Profits like a win, a decisive win. Because they played the lucky card for so long, and then they finally beat the Viking Raiders in what was they finally achieved it. But
no argument tonight was decisive, but I don't think they played the lucky card.
No, I'm saying in the past they did. They always fell into the fortunate moments where they got the title somehow, but not from the former champions. NXT they didn't win it from a former champion. WWE Raw tag team titles they didn't win it from a former champion.
They defended it though, right? I mean, they've defended the titles.
Actually,
but you always had like KO helping them out or somebody kind of throwing an
Okay,
assist.
I see what his point is, because when
All
they did
right,
win
all
KO and the other one was a ladder.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
with the exception of, and they always lost to AOP. So, with the exception of beating, and they lost to what you call Undisputed as well. So, with the exception of beating the Viking Raiders last week, or
Finally, because they
few weeks
lost to
right,
them too.
that was the first time they had really like beaten a team 1-on-1 in a title match, and that was the first time. Sorry.
What's going to happen with Andrade and Garza, though? I mean, it seems like they're going to implode at any point, right?
I don't know.
But tonight it seemed like Zelina pulled them back, and they're back on the same page.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Are they together? Are they not? Are they together? Are they not? I don't know. It's a real soap opera, and I'm just getting so wrapped up in it. I don't know what to do.
Like the sands of the hourglass.
As the world. Oh, I was going to say as the world
So
turns.
are the days of our lives.
As the world turns. Let's go ahead, Brian. You say it. Say it, Brian. Say it.
As the world
Or
turns.
Brian,
I don't know how they say it. I
No,
never
don't
fucking watched the
ever
show.
say that
Oh,
again.
you know you watch it. You
How do they
got
say it?
split screen with that in the hub.
As the world turns.
And the hub.
Let's see the next topic. The best promo. Bianca Belair makes her second week in a row back to Raw with a promo. And I got to tell you, man, and I know everybody's going to think that Rob's biased, and I am to an extent. Not going to lie. If it was your family, you'd pump them up too. But in full objective honesty, Bianca Belair's promo tonight wasn't just smooth and what it needed to be, but her body language, her facial expressions, the way her delivery, her diction, everything about, and then you look at her in-ring skill, everything about Bianca Belair says fucking superstar.
Yeah, the one thing that also made me mark out a little more than every point you just made was we got some women doing some stories that have nothing to do with the championship. I've been railing for that for years.
Yeah.
Like, why can't there
You
be
have
something going on beyond the belt?
Yeah.
And guess what, Rob? It's happening in a not COVID era, a no Charlotte era.
No Charlotte era.
I can't help but think that has something to do with it here.
And you notice something else about it. These aren't emotional storylines that they usually give the women because they think they're just emotional wrecks.
This
right?
is simple.
Simple to the point. I'm going to beat you up because I don't like you.
Yep.
And I'm going to beat you up because she's my friend and she didn't like you. And I'm going to talk some shit and say, iconic. So,
And guess what? Ruby finally got a win.
Ruby finally got a win.
Are they
So-
gonna pair her with Bianca? You think?
Maybe for a little feud with the Iconics.
Yeah.
Not forever. Not like a team.
I hope not.
Yeah,
right?
I think this is just an introduction time situation. I don't. They are not long-winded with each other.
No.
There's no way.
No, right.
No, this is a feud to get pretty much all four of them on TV. Really, get the
Right.
Iconics. More TV time. Get Bianca and Ruby.
Yeah.
I feel bad,
sure.
like what happened to Liv, but whatever. She's left out in the cold.
Liv's always had kind of the short end of the stick. Even NXT, like people liked her, but you knew she was never. She was like the opposite of Aaliyah, where they have the same kind of stature, but Leah loses and Liv won. Well, she lost too. Fuck it.
The board is defending you, Rob.
Was that okay? Go ahead.
They're saying Brian is more biased than Rob, so no worries.
That might be true.
That's very. That's
That might
very
be true.
Very
That might
very
be
happy.
Yeah.
True. I'm sorry. Happy. It makes
Oh,
me
and
happy.
Stike says Bianca's filling in for Liv until she returns, is what he thinks.
Where's Liv?
That's possible. They probably had a storyline and got fucked up. I don't know where Liv is.
And Estrada, you might want to get maybe a Joey ready here. He says, "Don't worry, guys. They'll ruin it by adding 2 more women and making a 6-woman tag match."
Just the bad boy Joey Janela, and I couldn't agree more.
Hate that.
Yeah.
You love that. That's
You
your
love
favorite.
it.
son.
You love it.
So-
You love
So
it.
ridiculous. It doesn't even make sense.
I thought you were a Joey Janela fan. We got him to record that.
Well, okay, I am, but what does it even mean? Like, I don't even know what it means. What does it mean, man?
Next topic. Well, that's disappointing. So, in this moment of hey, let's throw some new storylines together,
true.
some things we haven't seen before. We get Drew McIntyre out there, big announcement. We're thinking, yes, everybody else has been moving on. Move it along. Get away from Dolph Ziggler, because who fucking wants to see Dolph Ziggler? Nobody.
And also, I feel like Dolph Ziggler was a stand-in for Jinder Mahal with the whole Heath stuff and everything. I feel like they just kept the script and
Yeah.
plugged in Dolph.
Maybe. I mean, it's not a stretch, but it's a stretch in my mind. But
Yeah, it's a stretch because they never introduced all right.
No,
Like, while
remember he
Drew's been
had
champion.
a couple return vignettes and then one match and then We haven't seen him.
Yeah, but there was no. Anyway, yeah,
No,
maybe, but probably not.
No.
So, but yeah, I just so Drew gets to pick the fucking the stipulation.
And we don't know until the bell rings.
Right. So is this SummerSlam match? Is this what this is? Or
No, he said in 2 weeks.
in 2 weeks.
Which I still believe now they're going to course correct, and Randy Orton's going to fight Drew at SummerSlam because that's a bigger thing. Or they'd have to find a way for KO. But by doing Dolph again in 2 weeks, you only have 2 weeks to build whoever, whether it's Orton, KO, whomever, against Drew. That's not enough time for a
Well, are you sure?
SummerSlam main event.
I think it's going to be at SummerSlam. No.
No, they made. I swear they said 2 weeks tonight. Stike, somebody check the tape.
I don't know. Captain Obvious Alex Carter says, come on, Rob. Clearly Otis is going to cash on Ziggler at SummerSlam.
Now that would make it a little bit more worthwhile. We were watching as one of our mark-alongs. We were watching the Elimination Chamber with Carlito and Masters in there, going, "They're not going to fucking win." And then here comes a briefcase. Now that would. I'm not saying Captain Obvious is right about giving it to Dolph, but that could be after Drew wins.
Yeah. Maybe. No,
Otis takes advantage.
Let's see here.
Makes it worth a fuck.
Bus is saying, gotta have rocks for brains if you'd rather see Drew versus Jinder over Drew versus Dolph, a.k.a. Rob. Yeah, you know what? I 100% would rather see Jinder Mahal against Drew McIntyre.
You're insane.
Number one, because I personally do not like Dolph Ziggler. I'm not a fan. Every time he comes on TV, I
You
gag
love
a little
his
bit.
comedy though.
Oh yeah, I love his fucking comedy and his political comedy. Anyway, I don't like him, and I don't want him anywhere near the title. I think he is yesterday, and I am not interested in yesterday. And he's not only yesterday, but he's yesterday of what I consider to be the era of wrestling that just drove it to the ground. Just drove it.
Cena era.
Those are strong words, man.
No, that's fine. So you might like Dolph Ziggler, and that's fine if you do. I do not hate you for that. Bob from Memphis loves him some Dolph Ziggler. I don't care.
Alex is thrown into the connection with Ziggler trying to steal Mandy. That's why he's saying him and Otis.
No, I got that. No, I knew he was going there. But so as far as Jinder goes, yeah, no, I think if you would have put a little story behind it, a kind of a reuniting match between those two former teammates, Jinder's a good heel for a champion, good classic kind of heel for a champion, a natural kind of bad guy vibe. That would have been fine with me. You give Drew a quick and easy opponent to prep himself before SummerSlam to pick his actual opponent for that.
Well, and the other thing too is it's very forgettable that Drew and Dolph were lackeys for Shane McMahon. That's when they were friends or teaming up.
That's true. I even forgot about that.
Yeah,
That's right.
Very,
Holy
very
shit.
forgettable. But we all remember 3MB. We all do. No question.
Yeah.
You got a point.
So I agree with every other point you made. I just wanted to add that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
Bus says he hopes Janela teams with Dolph in the future.
Boy,
Yes.
that
Would be Rob's favorite team.
That would be like Scanners. Just watch my head explode. Yep. So all right. So that's that. And final topic, and then we'll go to some trivia. Angry Birds.
We got to talk about Slammiversary too.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Angry Birds is our final topic for Raw because the topic is called that because that's what I was playing during the Big Show Randy Orton match.
Oh my God.
Well, okay, now the match wasn't so bad, but Randy cut what was a quality Randy promo. It's better than most, but it was just above average on a Randy level. I think
Randy
it was.
Is he not good enough? I'm sorry to cut you off.
Well, no, but then you get that Big Show snooze fest of him taking me down story lane. I don't know where the fuck he was going with there.
That was some horrible reading rainbow right there, man.
Trying to sell it to me, trying to get emotional on camera. I don't care about your acting chops, Big Show.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was wondering what you guys are thinking about that because it looked like he was like trying to get some fucking tears going, right?
Right.
No.
I was just like, dude, are you doing a reading for your next audition?
It was like
Yeah,
Tropic
that's what it felt
Thunder.
like.
I finally cried.
Yeah. Those are real tears, mate.
Look, is Randy not good enough for something new? I mean, is he? Are they not creative enough for him to give him something new, or does he not want to do something new?
I think this was such a successful thing. He's going back to it to eliminate some, legends to give a storyline.
I know, but everything around him is so new, right? Just because he's the veteran now doesn't mean you have to only give him his old gimmicks. I mean, fuck. Randy Orton.
But it was a popular.
Okay, yeah, Adam, but look at the trail here. Randy Orton is re-gimmicked so many times. You look through his history.
He's been re-gimmicked. I think he's
No.
flip-flop, face heel, face heel.
Shut up. You don't hear what I'm saying. You hear what I'm saying? Nothing about flip-flop. I'm saying re-gimmicked as in they give him his same gimmick after a certain amount of time passed. And they do it again. And they do it again. And he rotates like 3-4 gimmicks.
That's more Dolph than Randy.
Oh, really?
Think you're wrong with
really?
Randy.
Go through Randy.
Randy started off as the young upstart, youngest champ, was with Evolution, got the thumbs down.
And he went back to Evolution.
Went on his own. Well, they
re-gimmick back to Evolution.
Yeah, they always go back there. He then went into the Legend Killer, which he's returning to now.
So there's 2.
But what did he do after Legend Killer?
He grew his beard out.
I mean, he was Legacy, so he is now the leader of a faction. They haven't redone Legacy unless they're about to.
How many times has he done the Authority tool?
Okay, that was because of the Triple H connection. How many times has he done the Flair retread? That's because
the Flair retread again. There you go. All right, and now we got Edge again. There you go.
I see what you're saying.
No, I'm not. You don't need to see what I'm saying. You need to look at the evidence. That
I'm agreeing with you now.
Yeah, man.
We just ran down the evidence.
Yeah,
you win.
Thank you.
Rocky's here. What's up, buddy?
Oh. Rocky.
Man,
hey, bud.
Rocky's here just in time for some trivia after we do Slammiversary.
Oh, I got to play this first. I'm sorry.
Hey, everybody. Rob wins.
All right.
Oh,
thank you,
man.
Bob. Appreciate that.
All
right.
It's more official that Bob says it.
Angry
Fuck
Birds.
that.
Slammiversary. Do your thing. Go ahead.
So Slammiversary, we got some fun here. Deonna Purrazzo, I know you're a fan, Brian, debuts and takes down Jordynne Grace for the women's title. That's where I want to start there.
Awesome match. It was, I'm also a fan of Jordynne Grace's as well, but good for Deonna because she kind of, ever since she signed to WWE, she just, they didn't really do anything with her in NXT.
Right, and now Kylie Ray won the gauntlet, so she's the new #1 contender. Let's talk about the other big stuff. The Good Brothers are there. Find that out.
Like legit.
They're there.
They're
there. They came out and
they came out of the main event.
Eddie Edwards, they came out and helped him out. But
Yeah,
what's interesting about them is apparently as soon as with all the travel issues and stuff. But apparently their whole thing is that they can work New Japan shows as well. So they can do Impact and they can also do New Japan, which is pretty
he's got
cool.
that hot Asian wife, so I know he wants to go back over there.
That's true.
So the other debut we had almost after they went off air is EC3 here. I like where that is teasing. I'm curious to see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And the final one, Heath Slater, who debuted but isn't under contract. And Rhino says he'll put in a good word for him. I pray to God that this is not a reforming of that, but this is Heath getting Rhino to get him the contract, and then Heath destroys him. Because that promo he cut on Raw a couple weeks ago was fire.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I could see them going with that, down that route. But it was also nice to see the Motor City Machine Guns back. Because I know you're a fucking big fan of those guys too. So,
dude,
I don't know, man. Like
Sabin
Impact is
and
kind of
Shelley?
we've kind of been sleeping
Rob
on
doesn't
it
even
as a
know who
group.
that is.
I have no idea.
Motor City Machine Guns. Rob doesn't even know who that is. That has to be a mark along. We have to show him a couple of their matches.
That would be a good one.
I look forward to it. I'm going to tell you, I'm not an Impact fan necessarily, and not for any reason. There's no reason I'm not. It just never was convenient.
It's always hard to watch. Yeah, exactly.
Right. And but I tell you one thing. So I've never been really enticed to watch it, but I am kind of a little bit now because with this mass exodus that we had of all the WWE superstars who probably feel pretty pissed off about it, some of them, they're all now starting to be released, and we're going to start seeing jokes and storylines and stories from wrestlers. It's going to be one of those moments where the big guy leaves and you're waiting for the podcast to come out, right? So now we got all these people who are like Brody Lee are going to come back and they're going to shit on WWE on their programming, and I'm kind of curious about what they got to say. To tell you the truth.
And don't forget about Eric Young being the surprise entrant there in the Fatal Became 5-Way. But Eric Young, he's already in a title match. right after he leaves, like his debut in Impact is a title match. I mean,
well, he's a former world champion over there. Plus, a returning Rich Swann also was involved with that too, right?
Right.
Yeah. He had that weird sliding Canadian Destroyer done to him.
That's right. By Trey.
Yeah, by Trey. That was a
yeah,
crazy
man.
move.
They've got a really good roster going on, and what's also interesting too is that everyone's kind of on a level playing field now with the empty arenas, right? You don't have to worry about attendance, you don't have to worry about gate or anying.
Right.
As long as you can have your production
can
down and get that, I mean, everyone is pretty much equal.
So
now it's tough though to pay $40 for that without knowing the stories and things like that.
But I'm saying like for just regular events, the Impact is running TV as well.
So MOWP Hall of Famer Stikelether on the YouTube live chat board says Tino Sabatelli makes his debut on AEW Dark tomorrow.
No way.
What's going to happen
I'm
with
not
that
thrilled
lease?
with that.
No.
That lease he signed with Moss,
right?
I have to fact check that. I feel like he's fucking with.
Yeah, Stike's usually on his shit, bro.
All right, let's do some damn trivia.
I think Stike is like a robot.
Bus.
I think he's like the Jeopardy robot. Oh, you're doing some trivia now?
I'm ready.
Trivia or are we doing awards?
And now it's
time for a little marked out trivia.
Dude, we haven't done awards. We haven't done awards in like weeks.
Not on a Monday.
Not on Mondays.
Not on Mondays.
Mondays have been more of a conversation. This is the first night. If you haven't been here in a while, this is the first night that we actually like covered Raw in like
that's
weeks.
True. Right.
So
we had a pay-per-view. We had to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah. All right, you ready to do your trivia? We don't know what it is.
Yeah, but by the way, first of all, I just want to say that his name is Sabby. That's what he's going by.
Sabby?
Sabby.
Oh,
Sabby.
So you're admitting you're wrong?
Well, I never said I'm not
You totally
wrong.
said he was wrong.
No, I just didn't know. I thought he was fucking with us.
Your tone said you're full of shit. That's your tone.
Well, maybe, but I had to check the tape. But he's teaming with Brady Pierce, and they're going against Best Friends on Dark. So that's pretty interesting.
Okay.
That's interesting. All right. So anyway, let's get to some fucking trivia.
Let's do it.
And it's kind of it's not a random one. It's actually very relevant. It's Extreme Rules trivia. We just had the horror show yesterday, so I want to see if you guys and everybody listening, if you guys are fucking up to date on all of your WWE Extreme Rules pay-per-view information.
All right, I'm gonna do shitty, but let's do it.
I am accessing that part of my brain. I'm ready.
All right.
My memory's so fucked.
Let's go.
I'm
we'll
gonna
start with
take a
this
bunch
one.
of educated guesses.
All right. You know what? We'll start with this. When was the first ever
Wait,
WWE...
who's going first?
Oh, well, I'll just ask it, and then you guys
No,
can...
because then the other gets a chance to steal.
All right, we'll do it that way.
No, I guess the first person that says it.
He's so competitive. No,
And
you
if
know
you're
what?
wrong,
This one will go to Adam first. We'll do it his way.
No, I say we could both just answer, and the first person, if they're wrong, the other person gets a chance.
All right, well, then fuck it. I'm just going to ask it.
Yes.
All right, just ask it, Brad.
When was the first ever WWE Extreme Rules pay-per-view? Now, I can give you some multiple choice questions.
2004.
Answers if you like. What's that?
My guess is 2004.
Okay, I don't like this. He talks too fast. Go to the other way where you ask him and then you ask me.
You're the one who picked this.
Yeah. What?
Are you talking to me?
No, yeah.
You're the host of
I'm
this
gonna
shit.
I'm gonna say first Extreme Rules. He said 2004. I'm gonna say 2006.
Right.
Both.
Like on the board has 07. Estrada's guessing
That is
09.
incorrect as well. Nope. The correct answer is 2009.
Oh, good job, Estrada,
Estrada.
representing the
So
bomb
Estrada
squad.
got it. There we go.
Maybe you should make a shirt.
Yeah,
Make a shirt of what? A 2009 shirt?
No, the bomb squad.
I was deep in the drugs and alcohol in 2009. Yeah, wrestling was not in my lexicon.
He still remembers that word at least.
Right. All right. Let's see. So, all right. Okay. Which city did the 2019 Extreme Rules event take place? I can give you some options if you need it.
Okay, what was the question again? What year?
Which city? Oh my God.
For the first one?
2019, fucking last year.
Oh, last year?
Yeah, which city did the 2019 Extreme Rules event take place?
Philadelphia.
That is correct.
All right.
You're both right.
Fuck
There
right.
you go. Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a little. This is a little bit of a softball.
Stupid
I think,
fucking
but
question. Go ahead.
why is it stupid? You guys, what? Because you fucking answered because you knew it.
Yeah, because we both knew it meant it was too
This
easy.
is Roderick Strong, and I approve this method.
Oh, there you go. All right. CM Punk cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase at 2009 Extreme Rules. Who did he
In
pin to
Philadelphia.
win the title?
Oh, the other one was
Wait, what was that last part of the question?
So CM Punk cashed in his Money in the
Right, right.
Bank briefcase at the 2009
Yeah.
Extreme Rules. Who did he pin to win the title?
Fuck me. I don't know.
I will not do that.
I'm gonna say Batista,
Uh,
but I don't think.
Dolph Ziggler.
That is wrong. It's not Batista. You're guessing Dolph Ziggler, really?
No, I don't really. I can't even guess.
I think Estrada and Stike have the right answer on the board. They're saying
do.
Jeff Hardy.
They do.
Jeff
Yeah.
Hardy. Okay.
Jeff Hardy, that's right.
I was gonna say Jeff Hardy.
The other one, Batista beat the shit out of Edge and he cashed in there.
Mm-hmm.
Is the other one?
All right, here's a good one. What year did the infamous WLC match take place?
Oh, okay. 2012.
11,
You're both wrong. Keep guessing.
13,
14.
Nope.
15,
Right, yeah, Adam's got it.
13. The 14. That what it was? Yeah, okay.
2014.
Oh, we laugh.
Sweet, I'm winning.
I think we
Oh,
watched
good.
that at my
You
old
guys keeping
house.
score?
Actually,
No,
What's that?
I think you and I watched that at my old house.
probably.
Yeah,
I didn't. I wasn't there.
we didn't know you yet.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Life
here
is better.
yet. Hey. What was the stipulation in the Del Rio versus Swagger match, World Heavyweight Title in 2013? I'll give you some options since I want to help you guys out.
Submission
yeah.
match.
Give us some options.
Go ahead.
Well, Rob's wrong.
Go ahead. Give me
give
the
me
options.
the options.
No, I was waiting for the
It's
options.
either a strap match, an I Quit match, a kendo stick on a pole, or a chair match.
Kendo stick on a pole.
Fair match.
That you are both wrong again.
Stellar trivia tonight.
You knew you were going to be wrong, Adam.
No, I figured he put that one in there because it was the obvious wrong one that would psychology.
Why is this?
He's
you're
trying to trick
dogging
me.
the trivia. You don't even fucking know the answers.
Yeah. The board is split. I quit and chair.
I said chair, and he
It
said
was-
no, so it's got to be I quit.
It was
No,
an I
you
Quit
said
match.
submission.
Yeah, you said submission. You
I
guessed-
know that. I'm just saying that Brian said the answer is going to be I quit because I said chair and submission.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you said
I
you
said
pulled a
two.
Medine.
No, I said submission before he gave the options, and then I gave the chair after the options.
Well, that was
That's
your
what
fault
happened.
for guessing quick.
I can do what I want.
That's- you
Whatever,
are the
whatever, I
host of
do what I
this.
want.
Next.
All right, here we go. Which team did the Shield face at Extreme Rules 2013? Was it the New Day? Was it Evolution? Was it the Usos? Or was it
Evolution.
Team Hell No.
Evolution.
You're both. You're both.
No,
wrong.
Evolution was like 16, right?
It was Team Hell No.
I think Evolution came back in.
It was Team Hell No.
Yeah.
That's 3-on-2, brother.
I
The
didn't-
math don't add up.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they had a thing with Hell No.
See,
I wasn't watching.
He psychologically fooled us there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Return of Evolution was like 2016, 17.
Return of Evolution.
16.
Evolution is a mystery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds about right.
It was
When Randy got
it was
repackaged.
the year
again.
before. Give me what I want.
right.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want.
Was
You
that
know
the year
what I
before
want.
that?
It was the
No,
year
no,
before.
it was like 2 years after he did that. Yeah, 2 years after that. Because he came back for Rumble and
oh,
he
it was
won.
Team Hell No and Ryback, Stike says,
Okay.
Brian.
But he came back for the
feed
Rumble
me
and he won the
more.
Rumble
Well,
and everybody hated him. Oh, fuck it.
I don't know.
You could have engaged me. We could have worked that out.
You know.
We could have figured that out. We could have done that as a team.
I didn't want to ruin Brian's moment.
You know how
Yeah,
you
don't
know
ruin
how
my
you
moment,
don't
man.
ruin Brian's moment? You
What?
buy him some CBD oil. You know where you do that at? You do that at phoenixfit.com. That's FNXFIT.com. You can go there, not just CBD oil, but if you're trying to get in shape and trying to, work out, buff up, especially while you're at home, not wanting to get all, Brian-esque, you can get you can get some supplements on that site. And the promo code is marked out. It's all one word. It's going to give you 15, not 10, 15% off. That's phoenixfit.com.
That's bad.
right.
That's like 3 Subway subs.
3 Subway subs, 15%.
Well, now, Rob, I don't know if you
$5.
can have some of the stuff because you're one of those weird vegans. So you have to make sure you have to
No,
check everything.
I did.
right?
I looked on there the
Make
other
sure
day.
There's no gelatin in the capsule.
Right, right.
Hey, fucking made from pigs' intestines. No, I did check the other day, and they do have vegan protein, so that's cool. Or protein
There you
powder.
go.
Yeah,
They got
and-
protein. They have
CBD oil.
pre-workout, post-workout.
Yeah,
Got a lot of shit. Really
They-
good.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Melatonin.
They do have
They
melatonin.
got it. Yeah. All right. So there you go. We did trivia. We talked about Raw. We talked about things and stuff.
Tino Sabatelli.
Tino Sabatelli. What's he called now? Sabra.
Sabby.
Sapporo.
I think
Sapporo.
Mr. Cardona is going to appear soon on AEW.
I fucking hope.
Mr. Cardona?
I can't wait.
Who are you
Yes.
speaking of?
Zack Ryder, bro.
Long Island
sorry.
Ice
Sorry.
Z,
Sorry.
baby.
Come on,
Yes,
man.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Get together.
everybody.
Sorry, no baseball for you. Sorry.
What's this about?
So, hello.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear that, Brian? The Blue Jays are not allowed to play in the Sky Dome. They're like, fuck you, Major League Baseball. You're not coming here. So the Blue Jays
yeah, I
either
don't
have
know.
to leave and not come back till after the pandemic.
No, they're going to be playing in Buffalo, right?
But you can leave Canada. They're not letting you people come back in.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
So they can go to Buffalo. That's a horrible place to be stuck during a pandemic.
Huh.
Someone who grew up in upstate New York. Not fun like Long Island, Brian.
Long Island's great.
Island.
Long Island is great. I miss Long Island.
It misses you,
Good.
man. It misses you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's-
You know what? You know what else I miss? I miss Charlotte.
Ooh, Perfect 11 says he hopes that Cardona comes back with a gimmick called the Collector. That would be cool.
Like a toy collector?
Yeah, brings out a new toy each time to the ring.
Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram as we collect our followers there.
Please do.
At Smart Mark Show on Twitter, Marked Out Wrestling on Instagram, and Marked Out the number 1, Facebook.com/Marked Out the number 1 on Face to the Book. You can also email us if you want to talk some shit, man. If you want to talk some shit, you want to tell us how much you don't like us and let us cuss back at you because we ain't taking that shit, man. You can go ahead and email us at markedoutpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us your thoughts. You love the show, you hate the show, you have a topic you want to talk about, you want to give us your top 10 favorite fucking wrestlers or favorite boots or favorite gimmicks of all time.
Yeah,
you want to
Hitman
just
wants us to do a draft.
if you want to share some fucking thoughts with us, man, that's markedoutpodcast@gmail.com. And finally, before we go, patreon.com/MOWP. We are working really hard for you. We got Greg's fingers are bleeding. He's doing so much editing and video work, getting that Patreon page going for you guys. So again, $5, you're going to get all the pay-per-view reactions, right? $10, what do we get, Adam?
$10, you get the pay-per-view reactions, and you get all of our mark-alongs and extra stuff that we do. And then at the $20 tier, you get to pick stuff we mark along to, and you get to pick your choice of any shirt from markedoutgear.com. Check it out. These are all originals. Brian had a hand in most of these. Greg probably did some uploading work. He's living in Brian's old cage right now.
All right, and don't forget, as we expand our content beyond wrestling as well, which we will. I mean, we're just like we all have extra interests. Maybe we're gonna start different shows on that Patreon channel, and maybe we're gonna do mark-alongs with fucking movies. Like some random shit. Like what's a good one? Gremlins. Gremlins would be fun. I could do Gremlins.
I'm just
Star
excited
Wars?
for.
Nah, I don't want to watch Star Wars.
Yeah, Brian's never seen Star Wars.
My two that I want to do, since I'm not a WCW guy, I want to watch a Mondo McMichael match, and I want to watch Brian's concussion match from back in his wrestling days.
we could do that.
Yeah.
I totally want to watch that one. I want Brian to tell us the moment that he gets concussed, so we
it
can
happens, like,
see that he
30 seconds
clearly
into the match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But I'm telling you, if you go there if for no other reason to check out our reaction from last night. We did a whole new kind of way to react to a show or to a match, to a pay-per-view.
Rob, am I on camera?
Yeah. But we did a whole new way to kind of react to a pay-per-view, and we actually really enjoyed it. We were more laid back, had some fun. So it'd just be like hanging out with us. So go in there. $10 a month for that tier. Appreciate it. And if you don't want to join that, if you just want to give us a one-time donation, we got our links for Venmo, Cash App underneath, or your Streamlabs tip jar. All that's underneath the video on YouTube and the other video providers. So yeah, that's it, guys. We just talked our way out of it. We're done. We hope you enjoyed the show. As always, remember you wash your hands. You wear your mask. You don't go
Near Brian.
Don't go near Brian. Don't go to fucking parties with fucking 75 people all just breathing COVID on each other. Just don't do that right now. Just be fucking smart, please. And and rest in power to Mr. John Lewis. All right, thank you so much. We'll catch you on the flip side.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by U-Record Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's Ravepro.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.